I have been working on these fucking games for so long. God, finally I finished them. Sort of. Good job! Your passion towards making Roblox games is unrivaled by many. After working so hard on these games that no one will ever play, except your friends, for about 2 months, you can finally give yourself a pat on the back and rest your brain and eyes. Yeah, I was planning to do that too. Okay, listen, the both of you. First of all, you are a nerd. Second of all, how about you don't do anything of what you said just now and make 4 more games while simultaneously working on the previous games and these 4 games. Fuck you. So I may or may not have made 4 more games and work on them with the previous games simultaneously at once, but I mean, this won't continue this behavior for long, right? How could anyone be this obsessed with building games that they would ever do this for over a long span of time? And that is exactly when my brain decided that it should be this obsessed with games that it would do this for the long span of time. The 4 new games are Sheeeesh Hangout, Octagon Library, Units of the Multiverse, and Juggernauts. I'll explain each one in order. By the way, all these games were purely intended for the grand audience of my 4 friends. Now that I think about it, it's probably because of the ever-increasing urge of me trying to be the center of attention that leads me to constantly make games for them to enjoy. Or it's not that and I'm just a huge fucking retard. But regardless, what has been done, so whatever. Sheeesh Hangout is a hangout. Are you dumb? It's literally in the name. You couldn't tell. It was meant to be an intentionally bad and meme-me game. Hangout game. Filled to the brim with random objects from infamous meme cultures. This game was discontinued, unfortunately. I'm too tired. Please send fucking help. In a far, far away universe, there is a mysterious library that withholds many secrets and anomalies. This library is huge, and within it resides dimensional whirlpools, dangerous creatures, stories, and books left behind by those who suffered torturous fates. Oh, and you can also make your own books, and this guy will publish them for you. And this guy's a weirdo. This game was heavily inspired by games like this, where you can leave something behind in the game forever, and in the background weird things will happen. It's a pretty unique concept, and I absolutely love it. Octagon Library, however, was discontinued again. This is because of the system I made for the game. I based the community book publishing system on scripts itself. So, I don't have to hire people to approve the books that people will publish. But this in turn led to its failure because I discovered that data stores have limited capacity. Of course they do, creator. Do you just think everything was infinite? If you didn't know what data stores were, it's basically digital storage for a game where you leave the game, but it will still save you things like, for example, your money, your inventory, or your levels, so that the next time you open the game again, you still have the exact things you left with. And so because the library was designed to hold thousands and thousands of books, the data stores didn't have the capacity to hold so much information, and I couldn't continue the game anymore. Maybe I'm just dumb and there's a method out there that allowed me to hold way more information, but come on, do you actually think I have any brain cells left? I'm constantly making new games without finishing the old ones. Why? Because my attention span is that of a goldfish, and so for the next continued games that I'll be talking about, I'll just briefly graze them by. But these are the 2 discontinued games on my list. So yeah, Units of the Multiverse. It's a matchmaking board game thing. Players can duel each other on this 20 times 20 grid with their cards. cards have stats and abilities like this one, which can create more units over time for less cost than the original unit. But it has to survive from enemy unit attacks to see the profit. There are currently only 5 units: the noob, the miner, the clone machine, which makes more noobs, this cool axe Redcliffe Knight guy person, he's sick, and this guy called Oracle with his arm covered in period blood, which I stole from the game Odd Classes. Yeah, he's OP. You have energy and money, and you can gain more energy and money per round as the match goes on. Energy is used to conduct actions like placing units, move units, and using their abilities. Money is used to buy units, and sometimes actions cost money. Destroy the enemy base to win the match. Simple. I made it as a 1v1 game so that occasionally me and one of my 4 friends can play it together, but unfortunately this game flew in the wind like it never existed. Bugs showed up which heavily discouraged me to continue the game, so I didn't. Sad. UOTM, may you rest in peace. Wait, you exaggerated the fact that you made 4 new games and that you were suffering, but 3 of them were discontinued? Are you trying to hustle a clickbait into your channel? Well, no, 50%. The concept for this game popped up out of nowhere while I was chilling on the couch on a fine morning, and I absolutely love it. So if I have the time, maybe I'll come back to it. So you can't technically say that it has been discontinued. I mean, it has for now, but for now only. The last game in this showcase is the one I have been working on for the past month, Juggernauts. It is specifically designed to occupy 5 people, for it is a 1v4 game. Yeah, you're probably so surprised as to why it's meant for 5 people. It's for me and my 4 friends to play together. Anyway, each round, when there is enough people in the server, the match starts and you get this murder mystery reveal your role thing. One person will be chosen to be the Juggernaut, which will have enormous and overpowered stats. This is because they will have to fight the other 4 people who has different randomly chosen roles. The melee can do high close range damage. The absorber is basically a tank, but named different. The distance does what the melee does, but at a far range. And the support, well, supports one or all of their allies. This game came up in my mind when my 4 friends were playing Apex Legends and I was in the call with them. I don't personally play it myself. And every time one of them would get let out, because apparently Apex allows for only 3 people at a time, homies getting left out? Nah, not on my watch. We homebros treat each other with utter respect. Sorry, that's the wrong picture. With utter respect. So I did some brainstorming and made this 1v4 game. This game isn't discontinued, however, because like I said, I'm still working on it by the time this video is out, so I will go more into detail about its contents. For the Juggernauts role, I have 3 Juggernauts available. The metal has insane burst damage and damage protection. By being damaged, this bar will raise, and through the simple act of pressing R, you can raise your defense. That's right. Come get the discount price defense at the metal shop today, or call 123469. That's right, that's 123469 for a discounted price of defense today. Of course, you can choose to have this defense, or you can reset it and gain a permanent 0.1 walk speed, which you can then repeat this process for as long as the match continues. Oh, also you can jump really high and crush your opponents with your fat fucking ass. Voiden is this weird Enderman ripoff. I totally didn't steal this from Minecraft. With his glowing purple ball. Noise. He shoots rays, and by hitting targets he can charge up this bar, which he can use to teleport. Also, he can drag everyone on the map closer to him. He has low health, he sucks. I can barely see any of my friends using him during gameplay. put him in the bin. Apple is a fucking wimp. He stinks. He's terrible at damage output. A melee can probably solo him if he tried. If the melee tried. Put this dude in the bin too. But wait a second. As this bar goes up over time, guess what happens when you press the C button when the bar is full? BAM! He becomes a fucking Chad. Look at this absolute unit of a Juggernaut. He will fuck you up. And this isn't even his final phase. Wait for the bar to fill again and BAM! I haven't made the model for the final form yet, but I assure you it will be the sickest and most powerful form ever. Take this guy out of the bin. Now on to the melee, which I have two of. Johnson, really creative name there, creator, which has mediocre stats and mediocre stats. What else do you expect? Perimeter, which has low health, but is extremely agile. His sword does barely any damage, but as you keep on dealing damage, this bar goes up and his output becomes terrifying for any Juggernaut. So probably avoid dancing along with this guy if you are a Juggernaut. Absorbers. We have Visor, which slows Juggernauts with this transparent imaginary wall. And then he punches them. Yup, that's it. Visor also sucks. Yup, you know where he's going. The bin. Out of here, you piece of garbage. World Guard is literally a tree, and he can make traps, do Hulk smashes, and heal a lot. The main premise of this guy is to heal. When you damage him, he heals. When he's in the bush, he heals. This guy has almost as much health as a Juggernaut, which is pretty insane. So use this guy. Distances. Arch uses a bow. Hell shoots fast like this dumb redhead from the game Brawl Stars and does quick bursts of damage. Yeah, distances are pretty boring and they have low health, so I'll just not explain them as much. They should just shoot the distances. What do you expect? Supports, which I only have one of, is Obvious, which has the weirdest name of all in my opinion, but I made his name, so whatever. You can click on people to heal them, pretty simple. And that is the end of my showcase for my new games, which 50% of them are discontinued, by the way. But what is that? Clickbait? Never heard of it. Subscribe, like the video, and if you don't, whatever, I don't care. Check out the games in the description, and sayonara, bros.